This episode of Bussin' with the Boys is brought to you by Roman. If you've been dealing with acne, redness, dark spots, wrinkles, or even ugliness, finding treatment that works can be complicated. You need skincare that actually performs, but getting started can be overwhelming. Thankfully, there's a solution. Taylor, you want to hear about the solution?
I'd love to hear about the solution.
Roman makes it convenient to get customized prescription skincare that really performs. Just grab your phone or computer, like the boy Taylor is doing right now, complete a free online consultation, and you'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours. If appropriate, a doctor will prescribe a custom blended treatment based on your skin type and priorities. You'll receive your custom skincare treatment with free 2-day shipping. You also get free unlimited follow-ups with your doctor. If you need to make a change to your treatment or have any questions at all, you can hit the boys up. With Roman, there are no commitments and you can cancel anytime. Go to getroman.com/barstool to try out a 3-month supply of nightly defense for just $5. It's free to chat with the doctor, and your first order is just $5. That's getroman.com/barstool. Eligibility requirements and additional terms may apply. I'm glad you're having me back on the podcast.
We'll finish the season, and he doesn't give a fuck anymore. What's happened?
It's just one of those days you don't know how to feel because it's bittersweet. I don't know if I walked out of that building for the last time. I'm glad you brought me out to the field, by the way. I'm glad we got our photo.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm glad we're back.
We're just doing it, dude. What did you think when Marcus Peters went on the 50-yard line and just started clawing at the logo?
You want to know what I thought?
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, you did not think that. Legendary Joe Thomas has finally crept his way on the bus.
Made it.
If you guys get a Super Bowl, are you going to get a ring?
He better get a ring.
Anybody more deserving than the guy that does that tiny little radio bit with them once a week? For me, there's no regrets. I'm just enjoying this completely as a fan.
Johnny Manziel said he wasted 2 years of your life. What do you think about that kind of stuff?
I like Johnny a lot. I even liked him when he was my teammate, even though he was showing up drunk to meetings and practice.
It feels different in here right now. It kind of feels a little negative, actually. What's with you? What's going on with you? You have a cloud over you today.
I mean, it was the clean out day. It was trash bag day.
Yeah, I
dude.
know, but
you
like,
know how it is.
Here's a thought. We are on different levels because the season just ended for you, and it's been over for me for a while. There is a point when the season's over, like you lose the game. Boys are sad. You guys could have gone a lot farther than you did. Like all the hopes and dreams of a Super Bowl are over, dead, gone, stomped out. But then there's something starts to roll in the back of the old brain there. Something starts to whistle. And they're like, what is that? Is there a ringing in my ears? And it's not. The small gypsy woman that says, it's over. You're done now. Do whatever you want now. You can go get Chick-fil-A, Chinese food. Do what you want. You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I think you should start listening to that little lady.
I do listen to her. I listened to her last night.
What'd you do last night?
Ordered Postmates at 10:30.
Hey, spoiler, I went over to Will's house last night.
30 wings.
I left right before that. So what's the deal?
Sonic burgers and a Sonic blast.
Oh, no free shout out to Sonic.
Yeah, no free shout outs to Sonic.
You walked in the mirror, took your shirt off, and looked into it and said, nah, fuck this.
Yeah.
And you just took a step back. That's cool.
I looked over at Wyatt. I was like, hey, Postmates, what do you want?
And what'd he say?
And he laughed. He's like, it's like 10:30. And I was like, what do you want, dude? We'll get whatever. You want wings? We got wings. And I'm like, look, and a lot of places are closed.
Yeah.
I miss my shitty Chinese window. We're having such a great time.
That's your big cheat go-to.
I'll get it.
Chinese piece.
I'll get mine. You know what I'm saying?
We talked about this before. Like, how many weeks do you take when you're done, when your season's over? How many weeks do you take of just doing whatever you want, whenever you want? Life's just different.
I've usually always tried to force 2 weeks.
Because 2 weeks you start feeling bad.
Yeah.
Though.
You get through a week and when you're just feeling shitty and not doing nothing.
Yeah.
You just get that itch like, I gotta fucking do something.
Yeah. Go hit a sauna or something.
Yeah.
Let me stretch these hamstrings out.
Yeah.
Do something, dude. Let me get a calf raise in.
Yeah, dude. It's just a weird day. It's a weird vibe. You know the vibe.
Yeah,
you know the vibe. You're there. You're there every year.
Yeah.
We're all there every year unless you win the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
Vrabes giving a speech. He's
Yeah,
like,
what was Vrabes' speech
I
like
did
today?
it for 14 years.
Oh, he did it again.
11 out of the 14. I felt like you guys do now, just like we did last year. And
You know,
just like
Vrabes was happy to say that.
just like we did the year before when we had the play-in game. And you know the speeches, dude. You try, like, what do you say?
Right.
There's not a lot, like, just appreciating, enjoying the locker room, like
The boys laughing.
being proud.
Bunch of guys making plans they know they're not going to follow through with.
Yeah.
What are you doing this offseason? I'm going out to Miami. Oh, I'm going to go out to Miami too.
Yeah.
You know damn well you're not going out to Miami.
And you're dapping dudes up like, oh, you know, we'll get up in a bit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, text to hit the group chat.
Yeah.
We'll get the crew together. Never happens.
Hard no. Hard
Which
no on
sucks.
that one.
So you try and enjoy and like just give a nice, meaningful hug, dude.
Because a lot of those guys have the best intentions. They think, I'm going to see Will in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and do something. But you know, I'm not seeing this guy again.
Yeah.
We're not gonna,
Will, hit me up. I'll get on the bus. I ain't
How
never
many
seen
dudes
you.
want to come on the bus?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of guys want to come on the bus.
Uh,
A lot of guys want to come on the bus, which is a good thing, but we'll see what happens.
It is a, Coca-Cola, Apple, Google, Bussin' with the Boys. It's all just
We're in that tier.
strong main name brand shit.
It's just an honor to even be mentioned with those brands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And if they say we're not the fourth of the four, like maybe we're 2 out of the 4, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're probably podium out
Yeah.
of the 4 of those brands.
I'll take a bronze any day.
I'd say I'm happy with the bronze at that point. I think
Yeah.
I think every year is a new year, though you move up. But there's lots of things.
There's
I can't
lots
see the
of things,
schedule,
dude.
Alex, because my eyes are fucking terrible.
Guess what? The boy's back. I can read for you.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I love that. I tell you, when I try to transition on my own, and I do like the schedule and Alex or something, I'm like, yeah. So the next thing, I'm like, God damn.
Hey, lean all the way up to the
I'm like,
screen.
and we're doing a seamless transition. What's your thoughts on Sunday's loss? It's just like, So we're going into the week. Anna Hartman, the lady that's the head of my PT, she asked me in the beginning of the week, she goes, what do you think your chances are of really beating the Ravens? I said, my chances are 0. I'm not playing. But the team, I think, has a high chance. I would say we'll win that game for sure.
Oh, yeah. There was never a doubt. Doubt did not creep in until late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, halfway through the fourth, I'm like, oh, we're losing?
Yeah.
I was like,
I said, oh.
it just seemed like the whole time that you guys had it together.
You look at DB and you're like, hey, if we don't score, we might be fucking done.
Yeah, it's over.
Like, this is going to be it.
And DB go, bro, I know. You're crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like, not a lot to give in there, but he fucking gave you what he had.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not like you were going to go, when we would have won that game, we didn't. And you go to Buffalo or Kansas City, okay, we're about to go. We got to go earn this banger.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what's going to happen? We know we're going to be doubted in those games and stuff like that, and rightfully so. They're very good football teams.
Right.
But you knew you were going to go to a banger, and you don't know if you're going to come out on top or not.
Right.
The Ravens, it just wasn't. No one ever thought that we had a great week of practice. I would say one of our best weeks.
Really?
The energy was high, dude. Vrabel was in a great mood. Like, you just thought, and then after that first quarter, and we went up 10-0. It's like, oh, the boys are figuring out. The boys are getting into the playoff
They're
identity.
back into their playoff groove. Yeah.
Yes.
The playoff Titans are back. And I'm sitting up there watching my daughter just go ham on some Skittles. And I'm watching the boys go 10-0.
Betty again?
I'm like, if you keep going each quarter, adding 10 to our score and 0 to theirs, that's 40-0. I'm doing the math, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, carry the 3. I'm figuring this shit out.
Yeah.
And it seemed like you guys were on top, like it felt like you guys were on top the whole time.
I know.
Do you think you guys slept? Do you guys feel like there was a sleeping, like you guys took a nap maybe? Because you guys came out pedaling, and then second half, it wasn't so much pedaling.
Yeah, we gave up that long ass drive defensively.
Uh-huh.
And it was kind of like, yeah, we got to fucking get going.
A clash.
Offense couldn't get wrong. It was just weird, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It was just weird. And again, you still never thought, oh, we're going to lose. It's just like, hey, okay, hey, boys, let's fucking pick it up. Like, let's go. And it's not like we had a lapse in energy because you felt like it was energy the whole time. Even at halftime, like I told you, we did our corrections. We made our corrections and said all this stuff, offense, defense. And guys are up in the middle of the locker room before it's like, hey, 2 minutes or any of that. The guys
you guys
are
are ready.
Guys are waiting on Vrabel. Like, sorry, I had to take a piss. Like one of those things. Like it's the vibe is good.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying like, hey, dog fight. Like we know how we are in 1-score games. We know how they are in 1-score games.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys are listening now. They won. So they get the last laugh. Oh, how are we in 1-score games? We fucking beat you guys. But I'm just saying that was the vibe.
Right.
And it was like, yo, we're about to get in a dogfight, and we know how we are in those situations.
Yeah.
Guys
Which
felt
usually
good.
grit and spit, I believe, is your claim to fame. That's really what the Titans have really been in. That's our loop.
Yeah,
is grit and spit.
for sure.
That's how it's been since day one.
Our
So,
speech before, like the day before, is like, guys, I'm not, I'm not trying to motivate you, but we're an afterthought. For everyone he gets on his little let's see where
he does his 15-minute Dan Cook comedy series on Comedy Central, and then he gets serious. Then he yells at somebody, and then he asks KB to agree with him. It's a vicious circle in his team meetings.
He's like, Derek, you got 2,000 yards, first team All Pro. Like, we knew that was going to happen 30 weeks ago. Type of thing, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we're an afterthought.
Like, we got that.
Like, hey, so and so, no one thought you could play. Now here you are. Kind of like those little fuck.
Yeah, but then he goes 15 too many.
Yeah. Like,
Hey,
Will,
Derek,
no one
Derek,
wanted.
we knew. Hey,
Yeah.
Tannehill, you're an absolute. Yeah, well, you can keep going. Keep doing
Second
it.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Ryan was a big
And then
one.
he
He
starts
got a
going
second
through all
opportunity.
the first team guys, and then he starts hitting the second team guys. You're like, hey, we get it.
Yeah. Like,
Like-
Will, no one wanted you. And you're carving out a role.
You're
No
like,
one
he's
wanted
got-
you.
Vrabel's just in the team meeting, just like, hey, Will, no one wanted you. No one fucking wanted you. And you're just sitting there like, okay. And then he's like, listen, nobody fucking wants you. Like, just keeps going at
And
Will.
still, like, compliment you at the end, and
Goes
you're
at
just like-
Vrabel, dude.
We got to go at him because he got a little high and tighter haircut. So I was like, DB,
But Vrabel can't take a joke.
DB was like, Vrab didn't pay him no mind. He was just kind of like looking at his thing, and it was before the meeting, and the music's kind of playing. He's like, hey, I see you trying to get more like Comp, huh? You joking with him? You trying to be like him now, huh?
Yeah.
And he just kept like riding and didn't acknowledge him
He's
until
probably just
after.
scribbling something. He's not even writing at the point.
Yeah.
Just ignore him. Just ignore him.
Yeah.
You're better than them and you know it. Just ignore him.
Yeah.
Vrabel. That's it. But like when you go to that game, man, I mean, after the game, like I came down, I saw the boys, gave some love in the locker room. Because after that, no more COVID rules, right? It's fucking COVID no longer exists.
It's like when fucking old boy escapes from Shawshank Redemption, and he's just standing there in the river, and it's raining because he escaped prison.
and he's
like,
about 600 feet from the prison.
It's like you get to rip that mask off, dude, and you're just like,
it's over.
it's over.
It's done.
Still gonna wear masks when you need
And
to wear
there's
masks.
some of you,
but
and there's some of you out there that are tripping balls right now.
yeah, these
that are freaking out.
motherfuckers.
And what do we say to that, Will?
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. If you're freaking out about me going to see the boys, go in the locker room, dapping up the boys, giving the boys love, looking Derrick Henry in the eyes, breathing on his face and saying, I love you and I miss you. Okay. That's life. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's
No doubt. No doubt.
It's hard. It's hard to not be with the boys. It's hard to watch the boys lose. It's hard to go to the game in general. When I tore my ACL, I had to go up to the suites and I was walking down the same hallway I walked to go in, like in the same suite. And I was like literally having PTSD. I was having emotion. My knee started hurting all of a sudden. You know, it was sad to be out there. I went on the 50-yard line after the game, walked over to that 35 where I got hurt and just stared at it for a little bit. Looked at the ground and asked, why would you do that to me?
right.
You know?
Yeah.
Just, you think about how much more you could have done.
Hey,
with the boys.
As you keep going, I just want to throw this in there.
I can't keep going when you're talking.
I'm still going to compliment you. I'm glad you brought me out to the field, by the way.
Right? It was
I'm
nice.
glad you did that. I'm glad you did that. I'm
You have a
glad the
little
Bean got to
moment.
run up to me. I'm glad we got our photo.
Yeah,
Like,
that was good. That was a good little deal. And then it's a unique situation because last year when we went to the AFC Championship, it was, oh, next year we're going to be so good. And honestly, this year we were way better. Like, yeah, well, I know statistically with the defense, I don't know the defense, and I probably shouldn't tweet about it. So I don't know anything about defense, so I'm not going to tweet about it. But I'm saying our defense, whatever statistically, I don't understand it, right? Our offense was immaculate. Our offense was awesome. Obviously, yesterday wasn't so great. Today's Monday. You guys can get this on Wednesday, correct?
Yes.
So Monday, I'm like, you know, our defense wasn't that great yesterday. Or Monday, our offense wasn't that great yesterday. Our defense actually did pretty decent yesterday. And you think last year, you're like, we're going to be so much better. And we did. We went 11-5. We won the division. Like things happened that haven't happened in a long time for the Titans. This year, there's a lot of things that I'm excited to see unfold going into the 2021-2022 season.
Yeah.
And that's, where's our boy Arthur Smith going?
Yeah. That's a good. Yes. He needs to come on this thing too. He said he was going to right after the
I was texting
season.
him before I came on the bus. He's wants to come on for sure.
I know. Dude, Arthur fires me
loves
the
the bus.
fuck up, dude.
Arthur is,
He is big dick energy.
he's a beautician. Yes, no question.
I like that word too. He's a beautician.
You like that?
I like that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take it, chew it, eat it, digest it. Have what you want with it.
You know I will.
And I know you do. Or we're gonna have a DC next year, or at least somebody with a title, right? Because that's how everybody's big thing in Nashville is we don't have a DC. who's the guy calling the plays? Like everyone's freaking out, right?
Yep.
So what's happened there? What do they do in the draft, right? I know we didn't have a lot of sacks this year. Did they go get a rush guy? You know, what happens to our defense?
Especially with the, how our draft went last year, like our first round pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to speak on that until more things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Like you kind of just, here's what I will say about the situation with that. I think John.
Tread.
What?
Tread.
What
Tread lightly. Just tread.
Yeah, I'm going to,
Just tread.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm walking on the treadmill right now.
Reminder.
I'm not even on an incline right now. I'm walking straight, right? It's almost worse for me.
Yeah.
I think John, I think this year we can look at things and let's say it didn't go the way we wanted it. We can, hey, John, it's all good. I'm talking to Jon Robinson. Hey, it's all good because COVID, right? Like we can, I'm building a house right now and people are late and they just go COVID and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So with John can literally go draft COVID with that, for that situation. I'm not sure what's going on with that situation. I just know that John's a great GM. John gets the right guys in there. He obviously built this team who won the AFC South. Like he's going to do a good job. When you don't have the opportunity to go meet guys, talk to guys, all these different stuff, I'm sure it was a much different process for them than it was in past years.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I know John's super diligent cat.
And there was no off season.
Yeah.
People, like I hope that doesn't get swept under the rug too much because vets like us, we understand what we're going to be doing. Right. Whether or not, like, we don't need to be at OTAs really at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what you got to do. You know how to take care of your body. At this point in our lives and careers, we understand what we need and how we're going to get it.
I can see it now. OTAs start them in the first meeting and Vrabel pops that up. Hey, we're vets. We don't need to be at OTAs. And Vrabel goes, oh yeah? Hey, Taylor, you don't got to be here? Huh? You don't have to.
You know what? Without taking that out of context, Brave.
Yeah, Vrabel. You know Vrabel.
I'm just like, we know how to be professionals at that point.
You learn the job, obviously, the longer you do the job. Everyone does that, right?
Right.
And it doesn't take, if you're like, well, I don't know what it's like to be in the NFL, just whatever you do now. Remember 3 years ago when you first started or 5 years ago? You're better now than you were then, right? Because you figured out the shit a little bit better.
Yeah. And their draft, and like the rookies and stuff, they didn't have that offseason, which is very developmental for those guys. Like, guys don't fucking know, their asshole from their mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They're both holes.
Yeah.
But they don't know the difference. Which one's digesting and which one's exiting.
Exactly.
Right?
And guys they're not around professionals. They're not around the vets. They're like, oh, I'm not going to say Miami. I'm going to go to New York City. I'm going to go to LA.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do all this stuff that I see out there in the world. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say Miami.
People just see what NFL players do. I'm not going to talk
about who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
right.
You know what I'm saying? Guys that need that kind of shit.
Tread for sure.
Because in training camp in August, the patience is way lower and the urgency's higher when you don't have an off season.
Yeah.
And you just have 1 month to put a product on the field. So shit can hit the fan. That's what, it will be interesting. It'll be interesting too with the off season to see what our boy, president of the NFLPA.
Oh, JC Treader?
Yes. JC Treader, to see what goes on with like those negotiations and trying to do away with an off season, preseason games, stuff like that. Cause I know those are in conversations.
Yeah, that's great. I don't care because our PA probably is going to fuck it up.
But I'm
what a great transition by me and Will. What a great transition.
I'm talking about for people like listening, like that'll be something interesting that unfolds because that changes a mindset for like, GM coaching and stuff like that. It's
they're talking about no preseason games.
Think if there's no OTAs again.
Yeah.
You're going to know that now before going into OTAs. So now if you're a team that is stacked with 10 draft picks, do you want all those rookie draft picks knowing that these guys aren't going to get the dedevelopmental time?
Oh, Alex shook his head because he's a GM. He shook his head no.
Yeah, I'm using him as my soundboard because he's understanding. He's sitting there listening like somebody's going to be listening like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you want to do away with draft picks or maybe get some free up, I don't know.
You'll get a couple cats.
Get a couple vet cats. Get a couple comp nasties out there. You know what I'm saying?
No, you just need one comp nasty. That's the thing. Yeah. Like, we're a one of a kind thing. You can't recreate.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like those shoes. You know what I'm saying? You can only wear them once and they're never that clean again. That's you, dude. You're the first wear.
Thanks.
You're the fucking first wear.
I appreciate that.
There's a lot of other things too going down, dude. Like a lot of dudes on our team, you don't know if they're gonna be back. Like Johnny, it's contract year for Johnny, right? He could go to free agency.
Yeah.
Corey Davis, Jayon Brown could go. Is Harold? He's got one more year.
Harold's got another year.
Harold's got another year. You don't know who's getting traded. Some dudes might be out of here.
Talking as he's yawning.
You know?
And you don't know.
I wouldn't be tired if I had a coffee.
You don't know if the cap's going to go down as well. Cap's going to go down.
To 175.
Some players stuff go up. Like it will be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Daquan's up.
Daquan's up. Dang, Daquan's like an unsung hero. I don't know shit about defense, but I know the guy plays hard, and I know that he's a good ball player for us.
Yeah, he's a stud, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, big Daquan
I wouldn't
guy.
tweet that, but I would also think that in my head, good for him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get paid wherever he goes. I
Yeah.
hope it's here. I hope it stays here. I don't think it'll be here. I don't know.
Yeah, we have no clue.
We don't.
Taylor and I are just playing Madden right now. That's what we're doing.
You can do that in Madden. You can trade and.
Yeah, you played front office mode. It's actually a blast.
Is it really?
Yes.
I didn't even know you
When
could
I was
do
on
that.
the Redskins, we had like a group of like 10 of us that was in a league, and we would just trade and like do front office mode throughout the season.
And when you play the games, do you play the games or?
When it's user games. So you'd simulate like when we played the computer, but when like say me and you play, we would play the game.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
No, I do that in real life. I don't need to play one in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like that was from somewhere else.
What do you mean?
Inside you, like you're just mad at Madden for some reason. Like
No, I ain't mad at Madden.
You're like, yeah, I'd rather do it in real life. It's like, yeah, we're just talking about.
I don't.
We're just talking video games.
Madden doesn't do it for me, right? Like I've done that. Like, why would I go to my off season and like when I see dudes getting hype over Madden, I'm like, well, you guys do this. Like, you realize like we're doing it. We're doing
But
real life. Madden.
Yeah, it's a video game. Video games are fun.
I know video games are fun, but like, go break out NCAA 14 on the original Xbox. Go do that.
That's a great time too.
That's a phenomenal time. Put up a risk. Do a different video game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But why do such a similar video game to what you already do?
Because it's the guys who are video gamers are super competitive. They want to be ranked high. They want to play all the guys. They're like, hey, yo, I'm really good at Madden. I want to be able to walk in a room and say, yo, I'd smack you at Madden.
Yeah.
Pick up the sticks, 21-0. Hey, get off the sticks.
I'm
Hey,
with
like
you.
the fucking Browns.
Last night I saw people were getting mad about Arthur Smith. Last night he did a job interview via Zoom. Like he didn't even leave his living room with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And people were like, how could you? Like the season's not even dead yet. Like the season, the minute that clock hits 0, it's fucking over.
It's business.
It's business, dude.
It's business, dude.
You know what? Someday they're gonna do away with me and Will. And that's just fucking business.
That's just
It is.
business, dude.
You know, it might be, they mean it and they like it a little bit more, giving us the old snip.
Yeah.
But like, it's
They might get
still
something out of
business.
it.
They might
But
get
then
something out of it.
that's up to us to be like, okay.
Yeah,
That's it,
exactly.
right? There, yeah, let's
exactly
go.
what you have to be, dude. Hey, we're gonna have to let you go. Okay. You don't have any? Nope. It's all right. I'll just take my papers. Severance package. All right. Here's here for my
You might
lawyers.
walk out the back, man, I'm glad we cut that guy. And you're thinking like, I hope he feels it too. And
Yeah.
you just walk out. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, that'd be a savage way to go out. If John brought you in and was like, hey, we appreciate everything you've done for us. Obviously, we just need to go in a different direction right now. All right.
You should have done that podcast the week before I got cut. So I could have known going into that.
Yeah, you know what? Hindsight's 2020, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I wish I had a crystal ball to know that you're going to get
Okay.
cut. Appreciate it, John. What'd you say to John? You're kind of sad when you said it.
Yeah.
Huh? You had a lot of
I was
breaks in your
trying
voice.
to, because I went up the stairs kind of fast and I had the mask on. So I was kind of breathing
Dude,
heavy.
those stairs kill you
So
every time, too. There's like a lack of oxygen.
So
in
I was
those
like
stairs.
trying to keep my composure.
Right.
I was hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
As
was like,
anybody would
I
be.
just said, I understand and I get it and stuff. And yeah, I'll talk to my agent and shook his hand.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd handle it like that.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, how do you think you'd handle
I'd be
a game?
two different way dramatics. I'll either burn the place to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
hold John hostage with
no,
a knife to it. You're not cutting me. You're not cutting me. Okay. There'd be no in between. All right. I'll see you later. I'll be
Yeah.
out of there.
The exit meeting today, like it was, it's kind of the same thing. Everybody has the same.
What did John say to you in the exit meeting today?
Just, I appreciate everything you've done. I respect the cloth you come from. So that felt good.
Oh, that's a cool thing
No,
he
that felt
said.
good, yeah.
He respects the cloth you come from.
Yeah.
As her father, that makes me feel this outstanding. To know how to raise somebody.
I'm glad we're back, dude. I'm glad.
We're just doing it, dude. We're doing it.
I didn't know. We were gonna
It
do
did feel
again.
different when I walked in here. I was expecting like a lot of juice, a lot of energy. I was like, hopefully that'll supplement the coffee I wasn't given. But you're kind of, it was like, oh, it's kind of dragging ass in here today.
It's just one of those days you don't know how to feel because it's bittersweet. Like like me personally, I don't know if I walked out of that building for the last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think? What's
Like-
your stomach tell you? What's that gut of yours tell you?
I don't know. Before I answer that, it's
Yeah.
like you were saying it earlier. Like you get done with the AFC Championship last year, just fired up for the boys
Fired up.
that y'all did that well, and then this year it's like you knew the trajectory that it was like we're going,
Mm-hmm.
and when you lose, it's just like that entire fucking grind of a year that the boys went through to get back to that point. Now I wasn't on the team the whole time, but obviously I've been around the whole time. And just the grind of a season and just all of it, you put everything into making it and going one and done. And you're just like that was fucking, it's like, it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all the boys, like we had the team meeting today. Before the team meeting, the entire team is in the locker room. Mm-hmm. Big groups of guys.
Masks on or off?
On. Where we followed the rules. COVID, we followed the rules, so masks are on, dude.
Yeah, I feel you.
And one of the boys brings beer in.
No way.
Boys are having a beer.
Cut holes in your masks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was one of those, like, you got to take a drink, you turn around, pull the mask down.
Right.
Take a little sip.
Yeah, and then you put it way back on. Like
yeah. And, like, everyone's just enjoying, like, you stood there and I was like, man, I think I was talking to Nick or DB or somebody. I was like, just look at the locker room. Like, you just don't get this on every team.
Yeah.
You don't. And it just fucking like, you just,
what did they say?
It's like a bittersweet
teams.
Nick agreed. DB agreed. I mean, like everyone understands like how good of a locker room we have.
Yeah.
And that's like dope. And also, it also makes it really sad in those, like that day of like cleaning out everything. Guys are signing everyone's jersey. You know what I mean? Like guys are like,
beautiful.
I don't know, all this stuff, dude.
Anybody ask you for your jersey?
Yeah, I swapped with DB. And then Harold came up and goes, hey, I better get a fucking jersey too.
Yeah,
I was like,
Harold's
take
like
it easy, man.
Your little brother.
I love
Harold's
Harold,
straight up your little brother.
Yeah, I love Harold.
I know. And I know you do. This is not me throwing shit. I know you're a little edgy right now because you think I'm going to start.
I know.
I'm going to start throwing
like
smoke.
saying like, oh,
yeah, I like him.
What you want to say?
Yeah, I'm a fan. Broke away.
I do love Harold, dude, but it was just one of those days, bro. You see somebody like DB was getting his one of his jerseys signed by everybody on the team, and I was like, oh, that's an awesome idea. So I get mine, and everybody's like, oh, I want to do. It's just, it fucking sucks. Yeah. It sucks that we had to lose, like that had to happen.
It's amazing how much like you forget about that. From me, like it's been over for so long. Like when I went to your house last night for the first time in a while,
in a long time, we never saw each other.
When I went to your house, it was like kind of like your dad's there, your brother's there, Charo, like, and it's kind of like, yeah, it's over, we're all just kind of talking. I am so far removed from that, the season being over thing. I've gone through the mourning process. You do forget, even though it's like, it was only a year ago I did that.
Right.
Like you do forget like how much it's like, damn, like it's really over. And then you go into OTAs or don't go into OTAs. The next time you see all the boys, it's like, the room looks different. Guys
dude.
Are a year older.
They were talking about it's musical chairs. No one knows how it's gonna so.
It's a weird year. It's a weird year for the Titans. I'm excited to see what Jon does.
Yeah,
that's what I'm most excited for. Like now, like I've been a fan for the last 2 months, but I become a fan like big time. Like what are we doing this offseason? What's gonna happen?
You're bought in.
I'm bought in. I want to see what we're doing. Where are we nailing? You know what I'm saying?
Cup of Joe. Look at the winner of the TV.
March 14th, the new NFL year. You're sitting there drinking a coffee. That didn't look right. You're drinking a coffee, dude. You're just excited.
What was it like for you to sit up in the suite in the playoff game? Like I know
it was when I first got there. It was emotional. Like I first got there, I was like, "Damn, like this sucks." Like I'm watching the boys warm up, and I'm seeing everybody be so serious. Like I remember seeing Dennis Kelly, and he was in the back of the end zone, kind of just pacing back and forth. And I'm like, man, he's so stressed right now. Like he's got to have big. You played in a playoff game, like that's a big deal,
right? And
you're sitting there, and it's so funny. Like when you were a fan, like you're watching, I have no stress. I'm chilling. My kids, breaking into her second box of Skittle, like she's getting after it. Like,
yeah.
The win was on a different level yesterday. But like when all that shit was going down, I'm like just watching. It's like, it's crazy how removed we're all in the same stadium together, but how different the tension all is for everybody. Like for the players, like knowing what it's like being a player, like watching you guys, like how big of a deal this is to everybody, how focused everyone seems, and then how loose everyone else is.
Yeah.
There was this Chris Stapleton looking motherfucker just down. He noticed who I was and I had the windows open. So he decided that we were going to become best friends throughout the game and like kept looking back at me. And we get a first down. He looked back and be like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, yeah, dude. Just keep watching the game.
Yeah.
And you could just like, he's hammered. His buddies are hammered. They're just having a good time. And like, dudes are down there like sweating their fucking ass off, getting after it, just absolutely getting it.
Yeah, and trying to stay locked in.
Trying to stay locked in the whole time. And it's just wild. And then it was like halfway through the first or like into the second quarter, you and I saw each other.
Yeah, dude, that was so hyped.
And I was like, because I saw you looking up at the thing. I was like, who's Will looking at? And you just went and put the wolf up like that. I'm like, oh shit, he's talking to me. And I Taylor in the back, like, I can't believe Will saw you. Like, there was
you
a cool
could see
deal.
you out of like everybody because you had that nice jacket on.
Appreciate you.
I saw the 69 jersey. I saw Neely's jersey, and that's the fucking boy.
Yeah.
I need to get his attention somehow.
Some guy tweeted at me. He was like, what's that about another guy? You wear another man's jersey?
I saw that.
And I was like,
Okay.
You don't get it. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay. Sure. Yeah,
Don't
you
get
don't
it.
understand.
If you want to be a tier 1, go back and learn about it.
Learn about the bus.
Oh,
dude.
and
Learn
learn
about
about
what
the
the fuck
history.
we're about here. You know what I'm saying?
Bussin documentary. It's out there.
Is it really?
Yeah, the Bussin documentary. It came out like the little first part. But dude, I was hyped when I saw the boy up there.
Can't see shit. You see me over here?
I'm laughing at you yawning again.
Tired.
Energy, dude.
Listen.
This isn't the energy
Well, you
bus
guys
right
take
now.
days off. I'm always going. Two
Well, you
rehabs
guys
a day.
take days
You guys
off.
take- I haven't taken a
When are
day
those?
off
When are
since
the days
October
off? When are
18th.
those?
October 19th. I heard the 18th. I took Monday off for sure. I was a sad boy that day. I haven't took a day off since.
Okay.
So
I'll tell you what, there's pros and cons to that fucking thing, dude. I was telling Taylor, I was like, dude, these fans, like, I tweeted the whole thank you Titans thing, and I saw somebody under like comment and just put, okay. Like, I just feel like you can they're literally saying it to anything.
You've been the king of using up all 141 characters on a tweet, dude. The last 3-4
You
days.
say you've been a king.
You've rocked every single character possible.
You've been in there a
You're the
couple
guy that
times.
goes back and goes, okay, I guess I won't punctuate everything because you got to keep a couple characters out.
Yep,
there.
gotta. Okay, let me delete the with and put
Yeah.
put it
But the
down to
boy
a
is
W.
tired. I'm tired, Alex. Sorry.
You good?
I'm
You
tired
know?
too. From being
Hey.
drunk last night.
Yeah,
That's
hey.
what I'm tired from. Let's go.
The boy's a little hung today?
I was tired this morning.
Yeah.
I woke up like I woke up at like 6:30 and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I just went downstairs.
That's the worst feeling, dude.
Yeah. You're kind of just thinking about
Can't wait to get
it's
some sleep.
fucking over. Again, you're just thinking like it's fucking over. Because
I know.
it's like the little, what'd you say, the little gypsy queen on your shoulder,
Back
whatever.
at the
Like,
back of your head.
you got nothing to worry about. Like, what do you even do
What are you stressed
until
about?
this team meeting at 12:30? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's wrong? I don't know. What do you know the season's over, right? Yeah, but I wanted to go farther. But you know that. There's gonna be another year. But what if I don't play another year? Okay. It's all good. That's the lady saying to you. That's the kind of conversation you're having at 6:30 in the morning. I catch myself talking to myself all the time. Legit.
You seem like you're getting pretty good at it.
Dude, yeah. But we're not the only ones, dude. There was like 3 upsets yesterday. 3 upsets. The Browns
Upsets.
donkeyed. Yeah, we were an upset.
Yeah,
We're a
yeah,
4
yeah.
seed lost to a 6 seed, 5 seed.
Yeah, I guess so. You're
So,
right.
yes.
Rams.
The Rams beat the Seahawks. The Steelers lost to the Browns, and we lost to Baltimore.
And the
one
Buccaneers
more thing about the Baltimore
Buccaneers
game.
upset the Washington football team.
I hope when people hear this, I want to get your reactions too. What did you think when Marcus Peters intercepted that ball and went on the 50-yard line and just started clawing at the logo?
You want to know what I thought?
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, you did not think that.
No, I didn't think that.
What'd you
I was
think?
like, these motherfuckers. Touche. Too fucking shay.
That's a good
You know what I
deal.
mean? Because we didn't go out, and you know this. You've already explained it in a pod when it was Vrabel versus Hardball. But we go and do that at every game. Our home games, our away games, we go and break it down when we come out as a team. We break it down.
Yo, is the fuzz here? What the fuck?
We break it down.
Bloss just
fucking
showed up in a
Bloss just showed up.
police. Are you? My tax dollars paying you to be here right now?
I'm off the clock.
Oh, he's off the clock. Let's go. Congratulations.
You need to
Dang,
come in
that's
better than
crazy.
that. You need to say, I'm off the clock, bitches.
Yeah,
I guess you're a
I was
policeman
hunting you
now,
guys
so
down
be
as you were
careful.
getting
Tread.
out of that meeting today.
What's that?
I saw you guys pull out of the meeting today.
I wasn't even there. Joke's on you, boss. You don't know where I'm at ever.
Why didn't you pull me over?
Can't track me.
You were still there when I passed by.
Who?
Okay. Me.
Oh, Will was.
But
Boss is not wearing a mask.
back
up,
to we break it down every game in the middle of the field. We break it down like not
This
only
is going back to when you guys played the Ravens this year. Even go even farther.
but since we've been here.
Go in the divisional game. We did the same thing against the Ravens last year. They just happened to see it.
and since I've like been here, like Wood and like guys, the Titans would break it down in midfield.
For like the last, not my first 2 years, but like for the last 5 years, that's how it's
Yeah.
always been done.
And not on disrespectful shit, just on like we break it down midfield.
You go to the middle of the Coliseum, it's us against them type of vibe. Like
Yeah.
that's what you're doing.
Yeah. But if I put myself in their shoes and they saw it as disrespect because we did that, we beat them there there, and then it looked like we just came in there, come in your trap, take over your trap type of thing.
Right.
So they had bulletin board material all week long. So when they made that play and he did that, too fucking shade. That's a good chirp back for what you thought we were doing to you. Because then after the game, when the game was over, they were all sprinting back to the locker room, trying to grab their teammates to not dab up or shake hands or nothing.
How many guys dab?
Like, hey, we out of here. We're going. Hey, come on, let's go. Some of the old linemen, like after the knee, taking a knee, it's like, hey, stay healthy. Good luck the rest of the year. Like, fuck, man. Like, hey, stay healthy.
And they're like, no,
the
fuck that. We're out of here.
Guys are coming in, grabbing, hey, no, we're out of here. Let's go. They're all jogging off. You know what? Listen, the Ravens are not winning the Super Bowl. So I'll get to put Jordan Cry faces on them chirping us on the logo, on all the players that did that,
Right.
and drop it when they lose.
That'll be funny.
Probably this week.
What if they win the Super Bowl though?
If they win, then guess what? You got fucking, then you can come back at me.
You're getting Jordan Cry laughing faces.
Oh, I'll put,
faces on you.
But we know how it goes. We'll do it to ourselves.
No
Well, I guess I'll do it to myself.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
sure
do it to you
you'll join
too.
me.
You'll send me the thing.
I'll do it to you too.
I'll do it with you.
Yeah, like, it is what it is.
Here's another thing, Ravens.
What'd you think when it happened? You were up there.
Let me go back. Let me go to what I was going to say. Then I'll do that. I'll do that. Thing.
Okay.
Here's the idea, Ravens. All of us in the offseason, we know one guy on the team. Pick up the phone and dial, right? Pick up the phone and call one of the guys on the other Titans and be like, yo, man, what the fuck was that about? And they would say, oh, what are you talking about? Like, you guys go on our logo. But we always do that. What do you mean you always do that? Oh, for the last 5 years, we've been doing that. We just go in the logo and we break it down. Then we go to the sideline. Then John, is it John?
Harbaugh, yeah, John.
Harbaugh?
Yeah.
John gets butthurt. He gets all mad about bullshit. And then Vrabel and him have the spat, which I went over in my one pod by myself.
You go back and listen to it.
You can go back and listen to subscribe. And it's like, if you would have just called and figured out that it was never meant to be intentionally disrespectful. Now, once John started coming out and spouting off, of course, Malcolm Butler and the boys are going to get a little chippy, a little chirpy.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys wrote your own bulletin board material. Vrabel went to shake your hand, John, and you gave him the no thank you. And Vrabel walked away. You guys, and then when that happened, which I talked about in the other pod, I said, someday the Baltimore Ravens are going to get us back. It might be in 5 years, might be in 10 years, eventually. And you know what? We just all got to laugh about it. And that's when I said that, when I saw that happen, when Peters ran and they started doing the flock, whatever the hell they were doing, and they were scratching a thing, and Jeffrey Simmons running out. Like, what are you going to do out there, Jeff? You're not going to do shit. No offense. I love Jeff to death. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to fight the whole team?
Clear the bench where I was just a huge brawl.
I'm sitting there like, good for them. Like, it didn't bother me because guess what? One day we're going to play the Ravens again.
Yes.
And one day something else is going to happen. And then guess we got you back.
Yeah.
Now we've won that thing.
Yeah.
It's the way the game works. Now you guys aren't shaking hands. I'm all about a petty move. I enjoy a good pet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If there's ever something going down and I have the opportunity to be pettiest, I will. Not pettier. I'm talking about pettiest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm willing to be that guy.
Good for them for creating this. It's like Michael Jordan when he just thought somebody.
I took it personally.
Yeah, they took it personally.
Yeah.
Good for them for creating their own bulletin board material.
Good for you.
They got the last laugh. And that happens. You know what I mean? I was telling the boys earlier, I was like, there's pros and cons in being in like the game we like to play in with content and social media and stuff like that. Because you wear the fits and stuff. And then when you lose, you get chirped.
Right.
Like that's just the risk you take.
Bro, it's so funny you say that. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
I was gonna say this. I was gonna say
I had a
like
thing.
you wear the fit I was wearing, and then people after the game, who got the last laugh, and you look stupid, like all the shit. And then some meme I tweeted earlier last week that it was like hitting somebody in the face with a Twisted Tea bottle. Somebody put Derrick Henry on there. And it's like, this didn't age well, and it's like. You take that risk doing that. Yeah, like no shit. But also, I told the boys, I said, also the good thing about being in the social media and the content game and everything else is you always find a way to get your own last laugh because you stay consistent. The boys, we stay consistent, dude. So we'll always find some kind of way.
There was a
what were you going to say?
There was a tweet that the Titans posted on like October. It was like me saying something about adversity after we beat the Bills. Like, you put us through adversity, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Some blah, blah, blah. And someone tweeted at me yesterday, replying to that, saying, how about now, Taylor? At Taylor Lamont. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
So you've occupied their minds since October.
I've occupied them, yes, since October. I have lived rent-free in their head, and I didn't even know it, dude.
Yeah.
I had so much real estate in this town I didn't even know about.
Appreciate you leasing that property to me for free.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's just get over it. Just get over it, because it's all good, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you're lying and you're lying on the sword of your football team, find a new hobby also, right? Like Boss, I know that Bloss would go into an orgy with half the 49ers and let them have their way with that. I know that for a fact because
Look at Sam back there.
Bloss lives and dies by the 49ers. But you know what this SOB does? He comes in, he's wearing his police officer uniform because the guy's got other shit to do too, right? He's got a whole different life going. Don't need you to talk, Bloss. Don't even need you. Just exhale that breath. Exhale that breath of the words you're about to use, buddy.
What do you got, Bloss?
He's
knocking down the lights back there.
No, I honestly don't think I tweet about the 49ers enough. I probably share more Titan stuff or Bussin' with the Boys stuff than I do about the 49ers.
Yeah, you do.
Probably
I'll say
paid
that.
way more attention to the Titans
Since
I've been a part of this podcast than I do the actual 49ers.
Please note that Bloss had nothing to say about me saying about the orgy of them taking Bloss down. The 49ers taking Bloss down.
George Kittle was on the podcast. I was cool as ever.
Yeah.
What'd you want him to do to you?
Damn.
But I'm just saying, it's all good, right? Like, you guys,
It's all good.
It's all good because when you guys are mad at your keyboards, and I hope some people are listening, when you guys are mad at your keyboards, getting it back in, guess what Compton's doing? Chilling today.
Yeah.
Guess what? Will didn't have to go to work today on a Monday. We're doing this for fun.
And if you're hitting me with a clapback, a good one, I'm probably laughing and then thinking of another way to add on to that clapback.
I hope. And then hopefully something happens to you someday where you're relevant enough to where we notice it, and then we'll clap you back. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. I like that.
You know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
yeah, dude.
Those robots tell us that we're worth it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You said it. We got
When
the
you
blue
get
check,
the blue
dude.
check. That's how shit works, right? That's how shit works, dude.
Oh,
Man, we covered a lot of space there.
it's been solid, dude. I enjoy being back. I enjoy being around the boy and not being stressed about I can't come. Like a couple times says I'll just come by the bus. I come on the pod. You're just like, fuck, like you can't because you can't risk the COVID shit or being caught and getting the team in trouble. But gosh, damn, I'll tell you what though, you have absolutely crushed your solos.
Thank you.
Last week, the okay one,
Yeah.
the hake, however we want to say it. I don't know how to say it slowly. The hake.
Okay.
That one was funny, dude. I
Thank
was
you.
genuinely laughing at it.
Appreciate that.
And Blosh, you did a hell of a job on that YouTube. The little trailer and the viral thing, and then you're like putting on like I laughed, dude. That shit was so fun. You did a great job. You've done a great job.
Hey,
I'm glad you're
here's to
having me
us,
back on
Bloss,
the
huh?
podcast.
here's to us, baby. Appreciate you, buddy.
I'm glad you're having me back on the podcast.
Hey, I'm glad to have you.
Because if we would have won, I was ready to be like, hey, can I come on your podcast? I know I told you that one already, but I just wanted to say it.
No, but I'm hearing it for the first time on the bus, which is exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's cool, man. I appreciate you saying that. You really don't know how to take. I say you. I don't know how to take a compliment, so thank you.
Dude, I
It was
struggle
cool.
with it too.
It was cool. I had a fun time.
You saw me clapping at my dad last night.
Oh my god!
He's like, I'll say two things and I'll be dead. Because
Yeah.
he knows, like, I'm just like, Dad, like, I know you're proud.
And they try to talk
I know
again?
you're proud, dude. But please not in front of my friends. He like want to say compliments
He
about
was
me
like-
in front of the
he's
boys.
like, Will, the way you change a room, the way you bring guys
He's like,
together.
Dawson told me
There's
this.
something to say about that. And Will's like, you just can't listen to all straight coaches, Dad.
Yeah.
You just
I
can't
just
do
took
that,
take a
all
shot
right?
at Dawson for
I'm
no
in the back,
reason.
like, oh my god. Got a fender bender on the way there. I was a little banged up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got
Things
a
were a
little
little
car
tough on the old boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was fun. I might start my own podcast now. Who knows?
What would you call it?
I don't know.
I'm surprised you don't know. I
mean,
thought you were gonna have something. I thought you were gonna have something that
got
probably
working
made me
titles in the
chuckle.
dome. I don't know.
No bad days?
No, because sometimes
Okay.
you get okay. I don't know what I'll
I'm
do.
saying that it could be called that.
No, I don't know what the pod would be called. Maybe I'll do a pod. Maybe I will. I'll just focus on this pod getting as awesome as possible, getting more tier ones.
That's a great point.
great foundation.
Remind you unsubscribe, go into the app now, unsubscribe, resubscribe, because that's what gets the boys up to the charts.
Yeah, you get the charts.
Leave
Dude.
the
When you-
reviews too. They're funny.
When you see us Insta tweet things about like us being on like we're number 69 on the charts, that's because you guys are subscribing and resubscribing and making us look way better than we actually are. So thank you so much for doing so. Back to playoff football. Our guest today is going to be Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas, big fan of Joe Thomas. I love the guy. He and I had a couple situations. I was at the game. He was playing his last football game was against the Titans. And he went down with a tricep. There was an awkward situation where I went to go jog up to him. Oh, you've got it ready. And I went to give him a little pat in the ass, and I patted him, and I tailed off. And let me tell you what, that might have not been much for Joe, but that was a nice the pat on the ass.
He's all right. I've gone too far.
I was past halfway point. I'm about to run a gasser in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Look at him.
Hey, it's funny because it looked like you almost stopped a few steps before.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta
let me try to give a few more. I'm already out of here. Yeah.
You know, met him the year before. Guys, I mean, guy comes in, plays 10 years, or this is his 11th year. 10 years, 10 Pro Bowls, multiple All Pros. Like, the guy's a legend. He was a dude you watch on film and you get pissed off at because everything he did he looked so relaxed while he was doing it. I'm like, I'm stressed as hell when I'm out there. How are you so relaxed? How are you doing things at such ease? And so very cool.
Is he a Hall of Famer yet?
No, you have to be 5 years removed. He's only
5 years
He's
removed.
only like 2 or 3 years removed now. He'll be first ballot, no question.
Yeah, that's what I was
Won't
going to
even
ask.
be close.
Is he a first ballot?
It's not even fucking close, dude.
All right,
Look
so
at
I
that.
sound like an idiot.
Yes.
All right.
I mean,
I'll tell you
went-
what. The way he trimmed that fat off and looked
Drink.
good. What's that?
Oh, there's guys who have games. When you say, I tell you what, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, they have to drink. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what though.
You guys are hammered.
I'll
tell you what.
The way he looks now,
Absolutely shredded.
just a beaut, dude.
When we saw him in Miami last year,
Beautician.
let's not kill it, right?
Before it gets started, don't kill it before it gets
Yeah,
started.
let it get some wheels first,
Yeah.
you know? But he is a beautician, you're right.
He is.
When we saw him at Rough and Rowdy in Florida, I mean, we walked away and you were like, God, he's just jacked.
Yeah.
He's shredded. He's cheating. He's
Yeah.
got to be cheating.
Oh, I'm sure he is a little bit.
Yeah.
I know his doc.
Oh, you know his doc?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Very
he's
well.
cheating.
I would assume. I know he does. He's heavy in the keto. I've seen him in the email thread a couple times asking keto questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's
look
like,
at
look how good for him.
Bloss, what would you let him do to you?
He didn't play for the Niners. They wouldn't do anything.
But if
he played for the Niners,
what would you let him do?
what would
to
you
if
let
he was
Joe
on the
Staley do
49ers?
to you? I think is the better question.
There you go.
Yeah. 49ers guy.
He shed some weight
See, I
too.
got these handcuffs.
Oh my God.
Oh, you a freak, dude.
That guy's a fucking, I'm uncomfortable, but I'm also kind of curious, you know?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of fun back and forth for me.
I'd watch the video
I'd
for a
watch the
second.
video.
I'd
Absolutely.
watch it enough to be like, hey, did you see that video? Check this out.
Yeah.
I ain't watch it all, but
Yeah. And then, but you did watch it all? But you tell people you didn't watch it all.
right.
Yeah.
I saw clips.
I'd watch Blas get down with another guy.
I saw clips.
I saw clips. Hey, we don't gotta keep Joe on
I'm a tier 3.
We don't gotta keep Joe the whole time with his shirt off near a pool. We can turn this part of the whole thing off now. But the guy's was a great football player. He's doing well too. He's doing NFL Network. Has his do they still do the Tomahawk show?
Yes. They do.
Yeah.
I believe so, right? I've seen him pop on there a few times. I don't know how consistent they do it, but I know him and Andrew Hawkins. They
do
do
a really
the
good job.
Tomahawk show. They do. I'm sure they're so hype right now that the Browns are being the Browns.
There's got to be a weird
that the
crazy
Browns are
train
being
right
the
now.
Browns,
Yeah.
as Juju would say.
Yes, they have a couple good players on their team, but at the end of the day, like I don't know, like it's the Browns. It's the Browns.
Hey, how about that? Now that is bulletin board material.
That is
Ravens made
bulletin.
their own shit.
Right.
Right?
Which you respect.
Yeah, I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Juju just silver platter, served it up on a silver platter
Yeah.
for him.
I'll tell you what.
The
Drink.
Browns, like, who are the Browns? The Browns are just the Browns. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not worried
What
about
do you
them.
think with the new personnel guys they got in there that they're, would you say they're better? Well, the Browns are the Browns. Ooh.
You see him now, though. He's like, solid Deion Sanders backpedal. I don't regret saying what I said about the Browns because now he's like, hopefully the Browns will stay the Browns and they'll go be the Browns next week.
Yeah.
I think he said something like that.
Not a
Scroll-
backpedal.
They
Doubling down.
absolutely. Well, it sounds like I didn't watch the game.
Oh,
He's doubling down. He's
Oh,
saying,
he's
"No, I don't."
doubling.
He's
That's a
saying, "I don't
double
doubt it.
down.
Just wait. Give it time.
that's a double down.
Yeah.
A backpedal would be regretting.
Right.
Yeah, but that's
We're all
stupid.
learning, we're
That
all
doesn't make
learning, we're all
sense.
learning.
That's dumb. If you play for the Steelers, who's in the division, and you chirp the team that's in your division, and they donkey you the way they did. Now they kind of came back at the end. You can't be like, oh, well, they're still the Browns. They're going to Browns themselves. They did better than you this year, right? When the draft comes, they're going to be higher in the draft than you. I'm not going to read that.
All right. He said, I don't regret saying what I said. I said the Browns is the Browns. They came out and played a hell of a game. There's been games where you lose some, you win some, and today wasn't our night. Hopefully, the Browns show up against the next opponent, and they'll go out there and do the same thing they did tonight and have a hell of a game.
Oh, okay. Well, then everything I said doesn't make sense anymore, does it?
I kind of don't remember what you said.
Hey, and that's what CTE is. So, what I said before, Will, is that
God, we're back,
you
dude.
can't double down.
Let's go. Yeah, explain the
You can't
double down.
You can't double down and think. He really didn't double down on the thing. He said the Browns are the Browns. They played a hell of a game. Now, he is definitely copping out.
Copping out.
Copping
Yeah,
Copping.
out.
I do
Boss.
feel like it's a mixture of copping out,
It's a cop out,
but also
and now
doubling
he's a
down because you
Browns
don't
fan.
regret it.
Like it's like, yeah, Juju, you're gonna catch that shit if you say something stupid like that in the media. We don't say dumb shit in the media. We say dumb shit on our media. You know what I'm saying? And then we tweet dumb shit.
Yeah.
But when you see us talking to the media, the Titans media, well, yep, well, they're a hell of a team, and then we're gonna do. There's no bulletin board material like that.
Buck gets all mad because we don't give answers.
Right.
Like, hey, you want to hear that?
Yeah.
Just go subscribe to the
Yeah,
podcast.
swallow the marbles in your throat, dude. You know what I'm saying, Buck?
Yeah.
For God's sakes. But we're on the bus. We're all for the boys.
Oh, that was a good one. Hey, that was a good one, dude.
I'll tell you.
Hey, Buck,
we're gonna laugh.
swallow the marbles in your mouth, dude. You piece of shit.
You know, Buck's still sitting there like, oh,
Yeah.
there's guys.
Yeah.
However he laughs. On this bus, we're for all the boys, right? And that goes for Marcus Peters, who did that stuff on the thing on our logo. That goes for Lamar Jackson, who we're a big fan of as well. It goes for Juju. It goes for all the guys. We're a pod for the boys, by the boys.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we are.
So
it is tough sometimes.
Right. So you go out and chirp. It's all good.
Right.
It's all good after that. Do that thing. Make sure the gun's showing when you do it.
Yeah,
right?
like it's no like Mark Ingram, big trust. We still want you on the bus.
Yeah. And we want to talk about you guys beating us.
And talk about you guys doing that stuff on the logo. Like
Yeah.
we would have.
Was that planned? It obviously was. They all ran out there.
Yeah. Like
Fouls
what
are
was
number
what was it
53.
all like when they started to execute? And like the end of the game was coming. Hey, remember we're not shaking their hands. Like
Yeah.
I want to know what goes into all of it.
Yeah.
Come on, we can.
That's a lot of planning.
we can be adults. We can talk
Right.
it out.
But when it comes down, if we had the opportunity, yeah, we'd be pettiest.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
The boys are playing the long game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The boys will get him back. Might not be with him, but the boys are going to find a way to get him back
We'll get 'em.
somehow.
Whether it's 10 years from now, next year, whatever.
Long
People
game.
making this rivalries bigger than. I'm so over rivalries, dude.
I'll tell you what though, it is. I do enjoy that it's became a little rivalry.
You like that?
I do.
I don't buy into it. I don't buy into
That's fine.
rivalries.
Yeah.
The
No.
last time I bought into a rivalry, I got donkeyed by Ohio State 3 out of 4 years. I don't need to buy into
I
any
see why
more
you're shunned
rivalries.
about the old rivalries.
Yeah, I'm not into rivalries like that. I don't want to have rivalries.
But if you look at the last few games with the Ravens, they've all been bangers, dude. Like with the playoff game, the game earlier this year, because it went in overtime, and then this last game, one score. I mean, I feel like the Ravens are a team that's like, if you're in a rivalry with the Ravens too, like it's just a nice little gig.
gives us more clout because the
Yeah.
Ravens have more clout than the Titans.
Right.
I'm all about chasing clout.
Right. You got to play the game. You got to know how to play the game.
Yeah, we're playing the game.
You got to know how to play chess.
Right. Not checkers.
Right.
Mike Campanaro.
Shout out Mike Campanaro, dude.
When was he in Ibiza with some hooker?
God damn, Cam.
What a beauty, dude.
I saw him. He said something on Instagram too about the logo thing, and I just wrote back to him crazy.
That'd have been a perfect opportunity for Hawkeye, though.
Yeah, but
Like,
he
he
doesn't
doesn't
get
listen to the pod.
it. Yeah, he don't get it.
No. We can't probably listen to 5 minutes, but like, man, I don't listen to that dumb shit. And
Yeah.
then laugh with his boys, dap him out. I'm an
Yeah,
alien.
dap
I'm an
him out.
alien. I'm an alien.
I'm an alien. I'm an alien. I'm an alien.
You guys don't-
Just
you guys
upset that
don't get
he's not
joke,
that he's
but
not part of the bus with us.
Oh,
You know
you
he
know
does.
he
You
wants
know,
to be a
you
part
know
of
he's
it.
like, hey,
Yeah.
that should be me.
100%, dude.
Shout out to you though, Camp. When we get into gambling one day when the boys are done playing, you can be our gambling guy. Camp's a funny little cat.
He is a funny dude. He would do a great job on the bus. I think that's it. Next we have on is Joe Thomas, correct? Well, I'm sure we have an ad, Will.
This interview will be brought to you by Georgia Boot. Shout out Georgia Boot. No free shout outs. The world's most comfortable boot. Georgia Boot is making America's hardest working boot. For 80 years, Georgia's been making boots that work as hard as you do. Tough enough for your job and cool enough for everything else. Georgia Boot makes super comfortable and good looking boots so comfortable you never want to take them off. I like looking good. Even when I'm working in these boots, they do just that. These boots, boys, will hold up in any condition without sacrificing comfort. It has the comfort technology of an athletic shoe packed into a great looking boot. Boots so great looking, they are widely comfortable at a price you can afford. Every time I'm wearing these boots, the boy Taylor's always like, "Hey, Comp, where you getting those boots at, my dude?" And I'm always like, Georgia Boot. Whether you're working on your feet all day, working around the house, grilling out with your friends, these boots won't sacrifice comfort or style. Georgia Boot offers the best work boots, wedges, and loggers around. Whether you need a waterproof boot, steel toe, soft toe, square toe, Met guard, non-puncture shank, non-slip sole, they've got it all. Head over to georgiaboot.com and use code BUSSIN for 20% off.
What's Met Guard mean, Will?
Use code BUSSIN at georgiaboot.com for 20% off.
Legendary Joe Thomas has finally crept his way on the bus.
I made it.
Joe, how are you?
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic.
I like that.
I don't know
Yes.
if you guys saw any of the games last weekend, but the Browns, they're on their way to their Super Bowl, and they've checked off the first team off their list.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was going to introduce you as one of the greatest offensive linemen to ever play the game, but look, we'll just get into it now. Why don't we? You say the Browns are on their way to the Super Bowl. Now, how much? We have a whole list of questions here. I'm going off the radar immediately.
Perfect.
When you say the Browns are on their way to the Super Bowl, I checked one off the list. How much of that is Joe Thomas? I've drinking the Kool-Aid. I have been a part of that program or for this franchise for 11 years, and I've stuck with them since I've retired, and I just need this for them. And how much of that is real?
In a real number, I would say like 99%. That's just a homer Cleveland Browns fan, former player / fanboy talking.
Good.
But that's okay. Like, that's all I want to be in life. Like, I have no aspirations outside of just being a homer, and that's probably why I'm not very good at being a media analyst. But, that's all right. Like, I was the one beating the drum saying the Browns are going to beat the Steelers last weekend, and I'm going to revel in the fact that I finally got something right.
Who are they going to this week? They're playing Kansas City?
Yeah, I think
They travel to Kansas City
this week. The Chiefs. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
That shouldn't be an issue at all, especially at Arrowhead. Well, there's not many fans in the stands.
If
Yeah.
you guys get a Super Bowl, are you going to get a ring?
You better get a ring. You have to get a ring.
Good question. I would hope so. I mean,
Why?
why? Well, because I do a 1 hour radio segment with them once a week. I mean, if there's not anybody more deserving than the guy that does that tiny little radio bit with them once a week during the season.
Then all the fans have a reason to say they've endured so much pain over all this time that they deserve a ring too.
Oh, that's a good point.
How are
Yeah.
you setting yourself apart? Like
I'll tell you what sets them apart. 10 Pro Bowls and 5 All Pros.
You're wrong. Like, I don't have to set myself apart from anybody. I think the fans deserve a ring. And as long as it's on Jimmy Haslam's dime, I think everybody in the whole city of Cleveland should get a Super Bowl.
I'll move to Cleveland.
I'm fucking about
I'll
that.
move to Cleveland for a ring.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it would be absolute anarchy if the one bright spot and the whole time you played was you and they don't give you a ring. I think it'd be absolutely disgusting. Before we actually get into our other questions that we've talked about, let's go back to what is it? 2017 was your last game, or 2017?
Yes, us.
Against the
Yes.
Titans.
Great
Against the
moment.
Titans. You went down near our sideline. Now, let me paint you a picture, Joe. Being a young buck made his first Pro Bowl with the Joe Thomas and the Andrew Whitworth. I got to bond with two of the greatest to ever play the game. I go in week 7, Joe Thomas, the legend who's done more than 10,000 snaps consecutively. I don't think I've even played a whole game doing all the snaps. Joe Thomas is out there being Joe Thomas, making things look way easier than they should be. The man goes down. What happens? My heart stops for a second. It flutters. I take a step back. I look at my O-line brother and I say, he needs me right now. He needs me. And I jogged out there right when you got up and I just kept on jogging. And About
Shit
all
is
the way
funny.
through. I look back, I'm like, I'm about halfway through the entire field here. And so I quickly, I slow down and I kind of pat you on the ass and I get out of there. Do you remember that moment? Do you even know I was there or what was going through your head at that moment? Because for me, it was pure embarrassment, but I'm happy we did that together.
I'm so happy that you got embarrassed by that because it was so funny until I think the next day I got some text messages. I didn't even realize you'd gone out on the field because at that moment, like I knew exactly what happened. I was blocking and I extended my arm on a block and instantly I could feel my tricep tear came off the bone from my elbow. And I was laying there on the ground, grabbing my tricep. And it was like my whole career flashed through my eyes. And it was like looking through a keyhole, right? Like your peripheral vision goes away and all of a sudden you're just, everything's going really slowly, like it's in slow motion. And all I can see is like basically what's right in front of my face in a very small window. And I got up and I just remember thinking like, just got to get to the locker room. You know, like you're in like survival mode. Like you hear about guys that are in the military and they get shot and they're in that survival mode where their body's trying to take them to the gray room, right? And they're just trying to fight it and just like, all I need to do is take 2 steps. And then once you get there, you just focus on the next step. For me, I was like, I just got to get to the training room. I don't know why that's like the headspace I was in. And so I had no idea that you were even running behind me. Because if I did know, I would have tried to like maybe do a little bit better job, do some weaving like I was being chased by an alligator.
That's true.
See how far
I'm
you
only
would have
good in a
taken
straight
me.
line. That's fair.
Yeah, if I could have taken you all the way to the Browns sideline and maybe behind the bench, just see how far you would have chased me. That would have been a really.
If you started weaving, the first thing I do go, it's a game now. Now I have to get him. And I would chase you all around that damn stadium. Damn
With
dog
that little
pound
hat
yelling
on.
at me. I'd have chased you everywhere.
Pac-Man.
If you would have started weaving, but that straight line was pretty serious. I thought to myself, well, he's hurt and I'm
Hey,
embarrassed.
that
so I need
shit
to get
was
the
so
hell out of
funny,
here.
dude. He just stops and turns around. You got the little bucket hat on and shit. Like, yeah, I'll get him later.
I'll just text him. I'll just text him later, dude.
Hey, you said you look good doing it.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It takes a lot to look this average.
Hey, you know who doesn't look average?
Tell me.
Joe Thomas.
Yes.
Joe, you went from big ugly in the NFL to now look at you.
That was hard to swallow, I bet, hearing that right there.
Hey, it just is what it is. It's factual. Like you look great now. I assume. What do you do? What is your diet? Are you a keto man?
I am. I'm not very strict on it anymore. I was when I was losing my weight. So I lost about 60 pounds from my plan days. And then once I got down to like 250, then I said, all right, I'll do keto kind of during the week. And then when I'm out with friends, social settings, I'm going to drink 20 beers and eat, cheese fries at 2 a.m. because that's what's fun in life. And I don't want to like withhold that from myself. So I'll just work out a little bit harder on the weekend so I don't get back to being a 300-pound fat ass.
Was it discipline? Was it discipline that got all that weight off, or did you start to experiment since you're out of the NFL a little bit? Did you when guys are in the locker room and they're like, I can't wait till ball's over because I'm gonna see what some test is about. I'm gonna see what some of this stuff's
Like
about.
TRT, those types of things.
Like all that different stuff. And like I just want to know, did you dabble? Did you experiment a little bit?
You try something?
So my bag of supplements is bigger than the gym bag they used to put my shoulder pads in when we go travel to Tennessee.
Yes,
I
yes.
like it, dude.
Oh man.
I tell you what, when you work as hard as you did for as long as you did at the weight you did, you deserve to get you a little extra boost here and
Yeah,
there.
to get a little head start.
A little head start.
Yeah,
I gotta,
dude.
hey, you spend that many years in the Midwest eating what you want, doing what you want.
Yes.
Eventually you're going to say, I'll hit this treadmill, but I'm going to give myself a little extra to go with it.
Enduring all those
The
losses.
secret,
Yeah.
the secret's really that GMO corn that they grow up here, all the
Yeah.
The
pesticides,
more you sprinkle, the
like
better it is.
chemicals
Yeah.
on those things, they'll make anything grow.
That is a beautiful thing. Go ahead, baby.
I was gonna say you go from playing, and obviously the product you got to put on the field every year, it was not up to standard to what the Browns are actually doing this year. How do you feel?
coming with some-
Sorry, hey, easy.
Everyone's talking to you is upsetting me.
Hey, trust me.
We're right there. We're perfect.
Trust me, I'm 0-2 in the playoffs. I got nothing either, dude. But what does it feel like watching the Browns have success after you were there so long and now being a fan, seeing them do well?
Yeah, it's awesome because I fully have crossed that threshold from being like a player's mindset to being straight up fan. And I think that's what's helped me in retirement, like I haven't really gone through a lot of like the tough mental periods that a lot of guys go through when they retire.
Yeah.
Because once I hung up those cleats, I never thought about it one more time. And so for me, there's no regrets. There's no feeling like, oh man, I wish I would be out there with those guys. It's just like, I'm just enjoying this completely as a fan. And that's been great for me.
God,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
No regret. When you hung him up, you truly did not you didn't go through any kind of regret or like,
no,
outside of missing the boys.
Yeah. I mean, you miss the locker room, of course. You miss those paychecks that show up twice a month that are pretty fat.
Yeah.
But like outside
Taylor
of that,
knows.
I had been getting beat up pretty bad. And so for 2 years, I kind of like wrestled with when's the right time to retire. I mean, my last 2 years in the NFL, I basically didn't practice. I couldn't even stand at practice because my knee was so jacked up. And twice a week, they would go in with a needle and they'd drain my knee and they would take, 80 or 100 cc's of fluid out the day before the game. And then you go play the game. And then after the game, they would take it out again for the week so you could just walk around and rehab. And then they would, put in Uflexa, which is like a joint lubricant. They put in cortisone, like all sorts of stuff just to try to get you to Sunday. And that really started wearing on me. I don't know how many injuries you guys have had, but like just that constant battle of, am I going to be healthy enough to even suit up on the weekends was really draining. And it just the wear and tear in your body, it makes things not so much fun.
Well, you did it with grace because I think all of us watching as fans never noticed that you were going through that. We just saw you make Pro Bowls.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're
and
a savage.
string along snaps.
You
That's
were a
all. That's all we
savage.
saw. As a fan, when you watch the boys, you see what they did on Sunday or last night against the Steelers. Baker Mayfield, right up and down. He hasn't had the strong and steady consistency that Joe Thomas had in his career. Where do you see him now, and where do you see him going in the future?
Well, at the beginning of this season, he was not playing all that well. He threw a lot of interceptions. He had a lot of the issues with bad decision-making that kind of plagued him the year before. But the second half of the season, he's been fantastic. I mean, hardly any interceptions, great decision-making. He's been a great leader. He knows when to tuck the ball and put his head down, and he can get that first down. Like he's not quite Lamar Jackson mobility-wise, but he's definitely not a statue quarterback. He can pick and choose his moments. He's really good at throwing on the run. And I'm a big believer. Like I was skeptical at the beginning of the season, but the way he's played the second half of the season and kind of the direction that arrow is headed for Baker, I'm a big believer. I think he is the guy in Cleveland for the next 15 years.
He's definitely cemented himself making the playoffs for the first time in 18 years, being the guy to lead the boys to do that. A couple other guys that were quarterbacks for you. Johnny Manziel came in, same draft class as your favorite tackle to watch now, me. Was on Mike's podcast, Mike Stud's
Mike
podcast,
Stud.
or just Mike's podcast.
Shout out his podcast, You Never Know. I think that's what it's
is
called.
it You Never Know?
Yep.
Johnny was on there and started saying things that he wished he handled things better in Cleveland, and one thing led to another. And he said he wasted 2 years of your life. Like when you hear stuff like that, guy with talent like he did in college, then obviously it was what it was when he was at Cleveland and in the NFL. What do you think about that kind of stuff? Do you have any animosity towards him?
No, I like Johnny a lot. I even liked him when he was my teammate, even though he was doing knucklehead stuff, like showing up drunk to meetings and practice and not giving any sort of effort. I mean, that's just who he was. And you tried to help him, and he had people around him that were trying to help him, but he just didn't want to be helped at the time. And I feel honestly worse for him because he squandered an incredible opportunity. He had incredible ability. He was super smart. Obviously, we all know about what he did in college. And if he would have just applied himself a little bit, he could still be playing in the NFL. He might have still be the Browns quarterback because he had that type of talent. And so if anything, I appreciate that he can look back on his career in Cleveland and in hindsight say he wish he would have done things differently because clearly he should have. But I feel bad for him because now he's in some football league I never heard of, like trying to scratch and claw his way to get back into what, like the CFL? Like that's where he wants to be in a couple of years. Like I feel bad for a guy that squandered that much of an opportunity.
Yeah. Do you think there's a way he makes it back to the NFL, or is that ship definitely sailed at this point?
It's at this point, I got to think it's sailed because he's not a young buck anymore. And he's had so many trials and tribulations and so many opportunities. He would have to be absolutely lighting things on fire at several different leagues before the NFL would even consider to look at him again. And even if he did get to that point, I think there's always going to be this dark cloud over his head. Like, hey, what happens if he does taste success again in the NFL? He gets back to the NFL. Is he going to go back to his old ways? He had a lot of issues that I'm sure he's talked about with, addiction and, bad people like around him kind of influencing him. And you always wonder, is he going to kind of go back to that life if he has some success and gets back into the NFL?
No question. I believe that. I mean, I'm not sure if it'll happen or not, but
yeah, no doubt. I didn't know.
I wouldn't bet that he's going to be in the NFL, but like I said, I really like Johnny. He's still a friend of mine. All of us have different demons that we fight throughout our life, and he fought a lot of them, unfortunately.
He did. And having success that young there's not a lot of childhood stars that do well, right? Like the kid from Home Alone.
Yeah.
That guy's
he said the kid from Home Alone.
Right? And Manziel, when we were in college at the same time, I was around him in a couple different functions, and it was just like, dude's big swinging dick, like just absolutely crushing it. Could do no wrong. We were at a banquet together, and he had wine in a Dixie cup, and I was like, oh, this dude just does what he wants. Just does whatever he wants, crushing it. So,
and honestly, I think, he probably had a lot of enablers in college and in high school that never came down hard with discipline, saying, Johnny, you can't do that shit. And then just one thing leads to another, and it snowballs, and it doesn't affect his success because he had great success on the field. And all the coaches that are relying on him going out and succeeding so that he can pay their salaries, they're not saying anything to him. So if nobody's ever going to say anything to get him to stop, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse until you get to the NFL, and it's too late at that point.
True.
Dude, a lot of young guys I feel like can have that issue or be victim of that because your environment kind of shapes your path and stuff. And guys just surround themselves with, like you were saying, enablers, and you can just get in the snowball. And a lot of young guys struggle with that. It's always something you try and preach to rookies or anything else, is like surrounding yourself with the right people. And it seemed like, Johnny struggled with doing that.
So why are you hanging out with Taylor then? That's what I want to know.
He's a changed man. Hey, Joe. I've met a lot of his
stuff together.
Trust me, Joe. I was on the Raiders last year, and there's a couple guys that played at Michigan with Taylor, and they were asking me all these hilarious questions.
Budweiser sign falls off the wall onto his head.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry, Budweiser. We do love you. But thank you.
And I run into some of his old teammates at Michigan and old friends that they knew a different Taylor in college.
Way
apparently.
different. And
they're like, oh, he's not still doing this. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know that Taylor. Like, I've never even met that Taylor. So it seems like I'm surrounding myself with a good person.
Yes. I tell you what, the key to happiness in life is low expectations, and Will's definitely nailed that on the head. He's been doing a great job with that. I have changed. Joe, well, first off, I had my shit together when we met. I was
Taylor, let me tell you something now, Joe. Let me tell you something.
There's a measure of low expectations there.
That is, I was just happy to be around the boys, man. I was happy to share those experiences with you. And you know what? Yes, we're over here at the Tennessee Titans. They enjoy their left tackle. Maybe not as much as the Cleveland Browns enjoyed theirs, but they're happy. All right. I'm like the knockoff Costco version. You buy me in bulk. All right. but we can't all be Joe Thomas. I'm working on it, baby. We thank you so much for coming.
Hang on. I just wanted to ask him one more question.
We got one more question for you, then you're out of here.
Because I enjoy following you. What is your follow? Joe Thomas?
Joe Thomas 73.
Joe Thomas 73.
That was the number.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. This is I enjoy keeping up with you because, I mean, obviously you're a legend on the field, but you've kind of mastered, and we're actually in an email thread together with old Eric Serrano. And I see you post. That's actually how I knew you were in the keto game. But what are you up to now? Like, what are you doing? We know you have a hard stop time coming up for NFL Network. What are you doing now with the boys in the NFL Network?
Yeah, I love it. I feel like I got the best gig in the world because I don't have to work on weekends. I just work Thursday night football, and I get to, outside of the COVID stuff, I get to travel to all the cool cities across the country and go hang out, do pregame shows, do postgame shows for Thursday night football, and then go home and hang out on the weekends with the boys.
Yeah, I love that. What's your whiskey of choice? Are you a whiskey guy or are you tequila?
So just kind of like everything in life, I'm a big variety guy, and it just kind of depends on when you catch me. But lately I've been drinking a lot of bourbon. And,
what's the go-to bourbon?
You know, I had Old Forester.
Solid.
It was really good. So I had a few of those, and then I always end up just like kind of devolving into beer because that's just where I cut my teeth when I was a youth in Wisconsin. And it's like, boom, I crash and burn into like whatever beer's in my fridge, usually Busch Light.
I love that.
Bush Light.
That is humble beginnings. Bush
Yeah.
Light, dude. That's where you know you grew up in small town.
It doesn't hold a candle to hams, but it is still a great beer.
I love hams. By the way, I love your mug, your hams mug. When I
Thank you.
kid,
It was a
my dad-
gift from our young buck Josh Butler back here. It was and I'm also wearing the hat. I know devil's in the details, Joe, but it's a beautiful thing. It was my college beer.
My dad had a hams beer sign in our basement in college. It was like a picture of the North Woods that had like a waterfall that was lit up. It was fantastic.
Unbelievable. I'll send you a picture of the one I have at my house.
I gotta see it.
It's got a bear. Absolutely. We will send you that. Would you like to sign them off?
I'm solid. I got my question.
You're good. We'll go ahead
I'm
and sign
fired
them
up.
off
I'm
then.
fired
Sign
up
them
that
off then.
I got to talk to Joe Thomas. Joe, if you ever come to Nashville, bro, you got to come on the bus for real because I think we'd have a great time. I'll have a little bourbon sitting right here for you. We'll slam a few. But thank you so much for coming on Bussin' with the Boys. You're absolutely crushing in the media world. You're crushing on Twitter. Go follow the boy. But thank you so much. And thank you for inspiring a couple of young bucks to do a podcast of our own. I know you got Tomahawk.
Dude, you guys are killing it, man. I'm just following in your footsteps at this point. But
Yeah.
hey, hopefully next year, Thursday Night Football, we'll be in Nashville. I can come visit you guys and we can tie one off like me and Taylor did last time.
That was a fun time.
Love it.
That was a
Let's
good
go.
time for sure. Absolutely.
Let's go.
Let's
All right,
fucking
thanks,
go.
guys.
Appreciate you,
See
Joe.
you, dude.
See ya.